Hi, Joachim. Today's press release talks about the paradigm shift in payments. Those are big words. Could you please elaborate a bit on what you mean by this?
Yeah, it is big words, but it is kind of clear to us that there are public good. We have the internet. It's very robust. Always works. We have the telecom networks. Always works. Electricity always works. It's a bit pricey at the moment, but it works. For some reason, a public good like digital payments is currently not designed in a way that it sort of is stable enough where it should be. And I think we believe that needs to change. It is a public good. Everybody should have a right to use it, and it really should work. And what I mean with that is that it has to be a demand coming from the regulators to say that it should be robust, so it doesn't fall over. It shouldn't trip over if something is wrong. If you don't get connectivity to the internet, it shouldn't trip over. If the bank is down, it shouldn't trip over. All this has to be there. It should also be inclusive, that everybody digitally should be able, it should be a right in a society to pay. And then I think we must have the same level of privacy as we have with cash. That needs to be delivered as well. Today, the banks see everything you do. That is not good enough. I think we should have privacy within limits. All that needs to be delivered. And we just released our 2.0. We've been on the 1 series, but it's a major shift. We are refactoring all our APIs in our product, and that's been released today. And we thought it was a good time to actually then start telling the story that there has to be a big shift in terms of payments paradigm. And I think we will be leading that worldwide, which is kind of big things.
Okay, great. So you released this press release on Friday, just before the ITU conference panel discussion on Internet of Payments. Is today's press release emphasizing that message?
Oh yeah, very much so. I think it actually, well, maybe it was because an hour later, everybody's waiting for the ITU conference it was sort of on offline payments and financial inclusion for CBDCs. But that was an extremely powerful press release, which I think the market didn't really pick up at all, because it talks about that. I'm old enough to remember how it was in the 80s, before internet came along. We were communicating, over. This is circuit switched. You set up a circuit, and it's circuit switch communication. We have modems. We send faxes. That's what we did. But all of a sudden, in the 90s, internet came. It was a new protocol that was originating back from the 70s, where the American defense actually came up with a protocol that was extremely robust, that they can have in battle. If some troops are cut away because of someone blows up a lot of links, it needs to work anyway. So the fundamental thing here is that it needs to be packet switched, not circuit switched, packet switched. And this is sort of what happened. It came and revolutionized everything. So digital communication is today built on this very robust protocol, the internet protocol. I believe that same protocol needs to be implemented as well for payments. It is sort of a derivative of that, a payments internet protocol. And guess what? I think we have it. I think we sit with the protocol. That's why I say that CRUNCHFISH Digital Cash is the internet of payments. That is the shift that needs to happen. I think that we have been talking in the past about augmenting payments, that we are augmenting payment services. I think right now it's the other way around. I think that the payment service of the world needs to implement a internet-based protocol like we deliver, and they simply are riding on that. We are the protocol of payments of the future, and the payment services are simply various sort of implementations of that. That could be for CBDCs, it could be for real-time payment services, or for crypto, or whatever. There will be a new paradigm coming. That's why I'm emphasizing this, that there is a paradigm shift in payments. It's huge.
Okay, so how will this affect your product and your go-to-market strategy?
Not much, actually, because we kind of have been building on this for sort of 3 years. This is what we've been building on. And we have been applying for patents. We have over 10 sort of innovations that we have applied patents for. Some is already granted. The product range we have, I think, is unprecedented in this area. We have it for smartphones, for cards, for wearables, and we can replace a link. If you don't get an uplink connectivity over internet, we can do it over telecom. There is so much we can do. And this whole protocol, this package we've done, we're going to continue with that. What will change is how we communicate, because the key thing is to start communicating with the purpose of what we do, not what we do, but why we do it. And the purpose what we do is to once and for all fix this, that we have a public good right now in the market, digital payments, that simply is not robust enough. It simply is not up to standards. That needs to change. Payments are today where digital communication was in the 80s. That's how advanced or how not advanced it is, and that needs to change. And I think we have basically what you can look at it this way: what the internet did for digital communication, CRUNCHFISH Digital Cash will do for payments. That is what will happen, and we will start communicating out from that very strong position and making people understand that. How can we, 2023, allow that payment services are so fickle? So if there are, if I take a train analogy, if there are wet leaves on the train stops. We can't have that. We need to have robustness, we have to have inclusiveness, and we have to have privacy in our payment rails. We'll fix that with our payments internet protocol. That's sort of what's going to change here.
Okay, so looking out over 2023 here, what are the main events to look forward to from a shareholder perspective?
We'll definitely, communication-wise, we will do. I'll be in Gothenburg already on Monday at the sort of big Aktiedagen to present there. I'll give a little bit of a longer talk, and I'll be in Stockholm in March. I'll do it in English in Gothenburg here on Monday, and I'll do it in Swedish in March. And we will continue communicating more from this standpoint. But otherwise, I think, follow what we do in India. The project or the pilot we have there, we have the largest banks. We have the Central Bank of India, the Reserve Bank of India following it. They like the project. I can say that's so much. They are. It was supposed to be, minimum, say, 1,000 sort of users, but the Reserve Bank of India has said to HDFC Bank, scale it up. We want much more. And they've also contacted us directly to discuss CBDC, central bank digital currency in India. So we have a direct dialogue with the central bank or the Reserve Bank of India, which is good. They like what they see, which is sort of huge. Otherwise, we have announced what we're doing in Nigeria. With a central bank there, it's sort of a proof of concept, adding sort of offline payments, robustness to their e-Naira. And then I'm looking forward to the telecom partnership that we announced in November. This is sort of a big project that we're doing in Africa as well, to be part of a telecom partnership, delivering the mobile payment service of mobile operators. But there's simply so much going on, and we're busy and happy, because I think we are sitting on something huge.